How about Patrick Mahomes? Listen, everyone's talking about Derek Carr. I think it's just really a testament to how good Mahomes is that Mahomes ends up going 34 for 45 with 348 yards on a 75% completion percentage. A couple touchdowns in there. Did throw a pick that wasn't his fault. And everyone's talking about the other quarterback. I think that's just a testament to how good Mahomes is because he just does this so consistently. It just feels like another Mahomes game. But I mean, he was great too, and so I want to make a video about him. So let's start off with this play. It's going to be zone coverage against second down and 1, and really the main reason why I'm showing this play is because this is what the Raiders kind of like to do to some degree, is they like to play, they do have a base coverage. Now, they mix it up, and they do their disguises very well, but this is the play they'll run on the majority of their defensive snaps, this cover 3 zone defense. This is a coverage that's given Mahomes some trouble in the past, actually. You think about certain teams that have run this coverage. You think about San Francisco. Seattle had a good game against him when they ran this type of coverage. The Chargers this season, they run this type of coverage a lot. If you can get pressure, which the Raiders have been able to do, and you run this coverage, it can be a real problem. However, for Kansas City, really the flip side is that they can just run zone busters, and those tend to work out pretty well. A defense has to be very good at knowing when to switch and knowing how to attack zone busters. If you don't know what a zone buster is, what you see on the screen, you have basically Tyreek Hill is going to run a deep route, and then Kelsey runs sort of underneath. And the reason why it's called a zone buster is because in this zone coverage, the deep route is now going to force a Raiders player to run further deep, because he can't get beat deep that way. That's his job. But then when Kelsey runs just underneath that, as long as Mahomes can get it past the linebackers, then you're going to be fine. And as you see, they're going to be able to do this because the Raiders aren't really great at switching like that. So, this is a really good job by Kansas City of really just knowing how to beat Las Vegas. And Las Vegas, even though you have seen Mahomes have trouble against this scheme, Mahomes had no trouble against this scheme in this game. And, he really hasn't at all against the Raiders. The real way Las Vegas was able to get any success whatsoever was due to disguises, but even that is only able to slow Mahomes down a little bit. Let's talk some fourth quarter plays. We'll start off with this one. This is a huge play. So there's under 11 minutes left in the game right now, and Kansas City is down 3. So if they don't get the first down, they have to punt it while being inside their 10, and Las Vegas could very easily be able to at least be in field goal range, maybe already. It's a dangerous situation. You want to get the first down here. As you see on the screen, for the Raiders, they're playing man coverage. This is the cover 1 man play. They're trying to take away the middle of the field, which makes a lot of sense, and then it's man coverage everywhere else. For Kansas City, they're okay with this. They trust that this little concept is going to work, which is they have the 2 receivers closest to the sideline run deep routes. Then you have Hill sort of just run a route that's going to get just past that first down marker. This is not an easy angle to make a throw if you're Mahomes. I mean, just think about it. Look at how little room he's going to have to operate with it. These are tough angle throws, and, these aren't necessarily the easiest routes to win for a receiver. I mean, honestly, these are how some pick sixes happen, plays like this. But on the most important play of the game up until this point for Kansas City, there would be more important ones later on, but up until this point, it's the most important play. And this is what they're running because they trust that Hill and Mahomes can make a difficult play. And I mean, as you see, Hill just gets so open. The defensive back trying to cover him falls down. So just an incredible route. Mahomes didn't have to try too hard on that one. But I just think really more than anything on that play, kind of just showing how much confidence Andy Reid has in Mahomes and in Hill to run certain plays like that. And they make it look easy. So now let's move ahead. This is when the Raiders were up. This was probably the actual biggest play of the game, either this one or the touchdown, which I'll get into in a second. A minute and 14 seconds left. Kansas City has 1 timeout left. This is a 3rd down and 1. So if they don't get the first down here, then all the Raiders need is 1 stop and ball game over, you win. So this is a dangerous play. It really is. However, for Las Vegas, in this situation, there's one clear problem. It's again man coverage. But you look at Nicole Hardman's route, he's running a route that's going to be just a quick slant route over the middle. And look at how far off the defensive back who's covering him is. This is not good positioning right here because they only need 1 yard. So this is just Mahomes looking at the situation and saying, hey, I know you're going to get open quickly, so cool. I'm just going to throw it in that direction, which, again, it seems obvious now, but that's because, I watched it, stared at it for a while, and figured out exactly what the best place for him to throw the ball would be. For Mahomes, he just, realizes that in like 2 seconds because the game's so quick for him. He's able to figure these things out so quickly, which it's incredible that he's able to do it at such a young age. It really is. Watch how he takes the snap, and he's going to make that quick throw. Hardman's able to make the grab, and they're able to get the ball, right outside the 40. You're now just outside field goal range. You went from potentially, if the Raiders were able to get a stop there, then you need at least 1 yard to keep the game alive. Now, Las Vegas is the one who is in trouble here. So let's talk about the touchdown. Yeah, you see a little graphic thing on the screen. On NFL Game Pass, they offer these things where it kind of shows the routes. I figured this would be good since the All-22 footage isn't out yet, so this can kind of give you a good idea of how this layout of this play is going to work. It's quarters coverage, which also known as cover 4. You have 4 players deep, usually 2 safeties and 2 cornerbacks. And as you see for Kansas City, they also have 4 receivers who are running deep routes here. And I think part of why they do this is because they think that, hey, Las Vegas, they like to play a good amount of cover 3. Let's just have a concept where we have 4 players who are running deep. Maybe this could work out. Also worth mentioning, look at Kelsey's route. Well, yes, it is going to get into the zone that's, second to the left. It starts off as though it's going to the right, and that's going to be really crucial in this play. Watch how once this play starts, really, you see Kelsey as he's running to the right. You look at Nick Kwiatkowski, who that's the linebacker who's covering the middle of the field. He's just going over and taking away that area, which actually makes some sense. I think this is the kind of thing where maybe this isn't the smart decision to make if this is just a random play in the game, but the fact that there's only 30 seconds left and Kansas City doesn't have any timeouts left, he's kind of just giving up the middle of the field. He says, hey, if Kansas City throws it to someone over the middle of the field, or if Mahomes runs the ball and gets over the middle of the field, then so what? Let him get those yards. I mean, you basically are going to only have 1 or 2 more plays left because they'll have to spike it. At that point, they'll probably only have like 12 seconds left, and no timeouts as well. So maybe you can even get a sack or something and win the game in regulation. I've also circled Jonathan Abram in white. He got a lot of criticism. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know, but if maybe you missed it, he was basically the one who made the biggest mistake on this play, where again, it's quarters coverage. He's supposed to be deep, covering kind of basically just where he is, deep in the end zone. However, when Mahomes gets outside the pocket, you notice that Abram just runs in. As you even saw the commentator write a little squiggly on the screen, he's pointing it out as well. Abram starts running in because he thinks that Kelsey is getting taken away. He thinks that Kelsey is running to someone else. He knows it's quarters coverage, and sometimes against quarters coverage, it weirdly can actually leave guys wide open deep because you kind of just expect that someone is going to be taking care of everybody deep since you have 3 other teammates in that area. Kind of similar to the whole thing of people are less likely to call the police if they see something happen in a crowd as opposed to if they're the only ones who see it. Sort of a similar idea. And as you see, I mean, Abram is running in and Kelsey squeaks by because at this point, Kwiatkowski let him go. He's not going to cover him all the way in the back of the end zone, which maybe he should have, but he shouldn't be expected to. And this is just kind of a communication thing. These guys aren't on the same page. And, maybe this is what Abram is supposed to do, but if it is, then someone else should be covering Kelsey, but there isn't anyone else to cover Kelsey, so clearly Abram should be deep. But again, let's give credit to Mahomes. He used his legs to move Abram in. He made a great throw to Mahomes, and I'm not even sure if the plan was to move Abram in when he started running, but just the fact that he started running and was able to extend the play was what caused, Abram to get out of position. And he could have at least, ran the ball, gotten a first down, and had basically one try from the 15-yard line to get the touchdown. So either way, that was going to be a good play, but also great awareness of keeping his head up, realizing that Kelsey got open and making that throw. So, yeah, I mean, Mahomes is awesome. We all know Mahomes is awesome, but just because we all know it doesn't mean I want to stop saying it, right? He was very fun to watch. Great. Both these quarterbacks were awesome. It was a great game. These are clearly 2 very good teams. And for Kansas City, they still only have 1 loss on their record, and they're still right in the thick of things. They could easily end up with that number 1 seed, but who knows? A lot of football left to play. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What were your thoughts on Mahomes' performance and this game as a whole? Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.